Welcome to another edition of Cruisin New England. Hi, I'm Paul Minette. Today, a look back at some of my favorite segments, celebrity cars, some unseen footage, and a whole lot more on a special edition of Cruisin New England. All my life, I've been cruising New England, meeting great people, visiting amazing places, and discovering wonderful classic and custom car collections, nostalgic automobilia, and so much more. Come on and join our adventure. I'm Paul Minette. Let's go cruising.
Modern Auto Body restores and maintains some of the finest automobiles in the country. It doesn't cost any more to have the best bring your family's car back to top condition. We deal with every insurance company, and Modern will even help with the paperwork. Our state-of-the-art technology can straighten a damaged frame to exact specifications. Modern's color matching system ensures a stunning paint job and an exact color match.
Modern was great to me.
I wouldn't go anywhere else.
See the difference. Modern Auto Body, Brockton.
Hi, I'm Jim Grundy, your expert for old car insurance. For 60 years, my family's been insuring old cars, and for 40 of those years, we haven't had a rate increase. We believe we can save you up to 50% or more in your old car insurance. Did I say 50? You bet I did. I know some companies say 15, but I mean 50 or more. For the best rates and the best coverage you can buy on your old car, call or visit us online.
Cruisin New England magazine. Plan your cruise and car show season. Subscribe today at cruisinnewengland.com or call 508-428-8055.
Intercity Lines Incorporated, America's premier enclosed auto transporter, providing enclosed transport throughout the United States. Call 800-221-3936 or visit us on the web.
Find out what's happening. Get up-to-date information as I travel throughout New England and beyond. To get exclusive information and behind-the-scenes photos, join me on Facebook.
Garage Storage Cabinets of Northern New England offers premier services in custom storage, organizer, and flooring systems for residential and light commercial spaces, specializing in garages, basements, and workrooms. If you are a discriminating person who views your garage or workspace as an extension of your home, you will be absolutely delighted with our products and individualized services. We are a New England family-owned and operated business, so take the next step. To schedule your in-home consultation and pricing, call us today.
We're back, and now we're going to have a look at my visit to Ocala, Florida, and Rick Schmidt at National Parts Depot.
These are a couple of the premier cars in our collection, for not just because they're Mark IIs, but for numerous reasons. But they're all Ford family cars. Basically, it's Henry Ford's grandsons. This green car is Benson Ford's Mark II. We have William Clay Ford Sr.'s Mark II, and just finishing up in restoration is Henry Ford II's Mark II. So we've got all three brothers Mark IIs.
What makes these so special?
These cars were, the Continental Division was a very ambitious project that Ford did in the mid-50s to build a premier hyper-luxury vehicle to compete against Rolls-Royce, basically. These cars retailed in 1956 for $10,000 and change, which was double the amount of a top-line Cadillac at the time. A lot of money. You could buy 3 T-Birds for the price of one Mark II. They were hand-built, very limited production. They only made it for 2 years. They lost money on every single one at the $10,000 before they finally pulled the plug on it. A lot of the materials we needed to do the correct restoration weren't available, so we had to have it all custom done from scratch. This cloth, this basket weave cloth, was all custom woven for this restoration. The headliner was all custom woven because it's very difficult to see, but it's a woven fabric headliner. Did it custom. Same thing for the rugs in the trunk.
Well, next up here we have another one.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the official color on this one is Honolulu Blue.
Honolulu Blue, which is William Clay Ford's signature colors. William Clay Ford owns the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions colors are Honolulu blue and silver. This car was, we know that Benson's car got upgraded to a 430 Lincoln engine in 1958. In 1968, when Ford came out with the 460 cubic inch motor for the Lincoln line, William Clay drove his car into Ford Engineering and one-upped his brother and had them install a full Lincoln 460 driveline, complete with C6 transmission and also power disc brakes. So this is another one-of-a-kind Mark II.
And that's all documented too.
Yes. Yeah, you can see this is an AACA senior car, and AACA won't judge anything unless it's factory correct, and all this work was done at the factory. The interior came out dynamite the first time we did it, but we did the paint first, then we did the interior second, then we redid the paint and did the engine compartment. See on the in the center of the steering wheel, you've got William Clay Ford's initials in there too, WCF.
Wow, what a big surprise when Rick Schmidt showed me this vehicle with over 500 celebrity autographs on it.
Rick, why would anybody want to take an automobile and put autographs all over it?
Well, this was a promotion to raise money and awareness for a wildlife fund. The last stop on the tour was at the Detroit Auto Show, where it was auctioned off for charity.
The people that have signed this thing are unbelievable. Muhammad Ali,
Yeah.
the greatest boxer of all time.
He signed this hood at the same time in the same place with Joe Frazier in Philadelphia.
Regis Philbin.
Yeah. Charlton Heston, Mariette Hartley. There's a bunch of signatures up on the roof here that it's hard to see. Howard Cosell.
I mean, they're all over the place, all over the vehicle.
Walking Tall, Buford Pusser. Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched. Stan Musial.
The list is endless. Dick Van Dyke.
Yes.
I mean, that's a big-time actor.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Landry, the coach of the Dallas Cowboys
Right.
from the 60s and early 70s. I see I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball.
We also have Jimmy Carter on here when he was the governor.
Governor of Georgia. We've got the entire cast of the Mary Tyler Moore Show right here on the door.
Imagine that. Mary Tyler Moore, Valerie Harper, and Ed Asner. It's incredible, all these autographs. Telly Savalas.
Telly Savalas.
It's one of the most interesting vehicles I've ever seen.
A lot more of this special edition of Cruisin' New England when we come back.
Experience McMulkin Chevrolet, one of the largest volume new and pre-owned Corvette dealers in the country.
I came here because I heard McMulkin has the largest selection of Corvettes in the Northeast.
I bought a ZR1 because I wanted the fastest production car out there.
McMulkin has one of the most extensive inventories of coupes and convertibles, available and ready for delivery.
The Taj Mahal of Chevy dealerships. If you haven't been around, you got to come and check this place out.
Make it the true American sports car, Corvette. McMulkin Chevrolet is your Corvette dealer.
Now you can watch Cruisin' New England television every day on our website television show. You'll see past episodes featuring automobile collections, memorabilia, automobilia, car show, and cruise night segments. Don't miss our visit with Hall of Fame drag racer Don Garlitz, a private showing of Bob Baer's world-class automobile collection, and watch for special segments, unseen footage, and so much more. Join us on our website television show at cruisinnewengland.com.
Weddings, parties, classic car shows.
Gary James.
603-833-5292. 603-833-5292. Let Universal Vintage Tire be your source for collector vehicle tires and wheels. Lester, Dunlop, Firestone, and more. Universal Vintage Tire has a wide selection of bias ply and radial tires for your classic car or truck.
The Biggie. New England's Great State Fair. Coming fall 2011.
Intercity Lines Incorporated is America's premier enclosed auto transporter with service to all 48 states. Intercities features 53-foot air ride trailers equipped with lift gates for level loading of all vehicles. Intercity's drivers are the most experienced in the auto transport business and treat each car as if it was their own. Intercity provides transport services for car owners, auto manufacturers, dealers, museums, auto auctions, concours, and racing events. Call us toll-free or visit our website.
We're back to revisit the world-renowned Bear collection. We're going to have a look at two vehicles, one that was owned by a celebrity and another one that inspired a major motion picture.
Maintaining such a large collection is a full-time job. Jeff Orwick has been Bob's curator for 20 years. He knows the history of each and every vehicle. He keeps them running, and then he brings them to competitions. Like this 1934 Packard LeBaron Runabout Speedster, owned by movie star Clark Gable, only one of 4 known to exist.
They built 4 of these short wheelbase V-windshield LeBaron bodies, special LeBaron hood ornament here, and this one was customized when brand new for Clark Gable. And the pontoon fenders end, and instead of having the running board, they have these very Art Deco teardrop step plates. It's just a 2-passenger vehicle, 12-cylinder engine, basically a toy. Again, the pontoon fenders are part of the design, a very radical boat tail, a rear-mounted spare, which they all did not have. Most people who could afford a toy like this could afford to have someone come help them out if they got a flat tire. And this is one of 4 LeBaron Speedsters built in 1934. All 4 of them exist, but this one's unique in that it was customized for Clark Gable when it was new. So it's an extraordinary car. The 12-cylinder engine in the Runabout Speedsters is different than the other Packard 12s in that the heads are polished aluminum rather than painted green. So this is the typical 1934 Packard 12 power plant with the polished aluminum heads specific to the Runabout Speedster and the LeBaron Sport Coupe.
All the cars in the collection need expert care, and that requires that they get out onto the road, especially when some of these vehicles are nearly 100 years old.
Should be enough. Now we do the oil once again, and we turn the switch to battery and magneto. Who thinks it might run? Interesting. Anybody want to give me a push? This car was the basis for Ian Fleming's children's book, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which became the movie and then ultimately the Broadway show. This is one of the original 3 Chitty Chitty Bang Bangs built by Count Louis Zabrowski in England in the 20s. This was the second of his 3 tries. And basically, the attempt was to make these mammoth cars powered by aircraft engines to go as fast as they could. And then he powered it with the 1914 Benz Aero 4 biplane engine. This would have been in a World War I fighting biplane. And it's a 18.8 liter, 1152 cubic inch. Out of the 73 vehicles, I think I have 8 that are currently not turnkey. Other than that, every car has a fully charged battery and fresh fuel in it at all times. As with any automobile, if you own even your everyday car, it seems like every now and then there's something wrong with one of them, whether it's an exhaust issue or a fuel issue or whatever. You multiply that times 73 and add the age and the rarity and the complexity, and there's plenty to keep me busy here.
More special segments of Cruisin' New England when we come back. Welcome to the Town Fair Tire Recognition Award Series. Each week we're going to be giving away an award to recognize a classic car owner throughout New England. I'm here with Jim Giuliano. He's the Vice President of Marketing and Advertising for Town Fair Tire.
Paul, Town Fair Tire is a proud sponsor of the Recognition Award Series. At the end of the series, we're going to have a Town Fair Tire Choice Award winner for the $500 gift certificate.
It's going to be very exciting. Jim, I want to introduce you to Jerry Very.
Jerry, tell us a little bit about your car.
It's an all-stock 1964 Pontiac GTO convertible, 389 tri-power, 4-speed.
Great looking car, and on behalf of Town Fair Tire, I'd like to present you with the trophy and the gift certificate.
Thank you.
Get to Town Fair Tire. You always get free mounting, free flat repair, free tire rotation, free snow tire changeover. Drive with confidence. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Town Fair Tire.
Everyone loves gas pumps, but no one loves them any more than Tim Wallace up in Maine.
It's been here now for about 5 years, and I've had more people have fun taking pictures with their cars in front of this building. It's been quite a lot of fun with it.
Now, what vintage are these lights?
Those are from probably the 1930s.
So you're working here so you have a piece here from the 1930s, and really you're going to maybe the 60s. This kind of looks like a 60s pump?
Yes.
Okay, the 1960s. Okay, and what do we have over here?
That's a 1932 Texaco pump. Yeah,
that's a rear pump.
Yes, that's a very rare pump. Yeah, I have quite a few more like that inside.
Now, I notice on the porch you got a beautiful Coca-Cola machine. You got old Coca-Cola bottles, all types of signage. And I understand you get a few more gas pumps you want to show me.
Anything to make it look like an old store. Yeah, and there's more pumps, yes.
Well, let's go.
Okay, come on.
You know, Tim, you weren't kidding when you said you had pumps. I don't even know where to start. You have so many of them. Right here, you got a good Gulf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's from the 50s era too. That's a good Gulf pump. It's a Martin & Swartz pump. Those were made for Gulf Oil Company specific. They're what they call GOC pumps. Always painted in Gulf colors, nothing else. This is my handy oiler collection here. There's over 150 different handy oilers on this rack here. All different kinds you can imagine. This here is my Gulf porcelain pump, which is very rare. It was covered completely with white paint when I bought it. You didn't even know what it was. I stripped it. This is what I ended up with, a beauty. These are my Martin & Swartz pumps here, done in the Esso colors. This is my Amoco pump. This is another standard Amoco pump. This is a very rare Gilbert Baker Red Sentry pump. It opens up. It's what they call a curb pump. Everything opens up and it's a hand crank pump. As you can see, the price is 17 cents a gallon. Pretty reasonable.
Those were the days.
This one here is a Gilbert & Baker, what they call a curb pump. They used to set them on the curb out front before they had islands for the filling stations. They outlawed them because people were running into them, knocking them over and causing fires. So they ended up building islands and setting the pumps on the islands.
Now over here you got a Gilmore. I love this size gas pump. I'm talking about for a garage because it doesn't take up a lot of room.
Gilmore is a Western brand and is very, very sought after today. Gilmore stuff is very rare, very expensive.
Now you have a pair of Sunoco.
These are original. They have never been restored. These are what they call the blend pumps. You set the dial on the side, cranked it to what grade of gasoline you want, pumped it full.
Is that a real Richfield gas pump that we have up?
Those are real Richfield gas pumps. I bought the pair from a fellow who used to sell Richfield gas.
They're in really immaculate condition. I know you painted them, but I mean, they are solid.
Well, you have to take them all apart and sandblast them and paint them. You do them just like you do an automobile. You go through all the steps, you use the same type of material.
Now we have a pair of shell pumps up here, one that's regular shell and then super shell.
Regular and super, yes. I try to do all my pumps in pairs, the same way you would have seen them on an island back in the days when they sold gasoline from these pumps like this. It makes a more dramatic setting when you have it set up the way it used to be.
Well, you have many, many, many pumps, a lot more than I ever thought you had. I want to go down one more aisle because I can't get enough of it. So why don't we walk over to the other side of the building?
Let's take a row down the other side.
Alrighty. Well, here we go. Another aisle of pumps.
Another row. Yeah.
Union Gasoline. Now, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, no, that's a fairly modern pump there. That's from probably 1972, but it's like any pump. I like to restore them and put them in their place. The variety makes it more interesting.
Look at the styling on this, though. Look at it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's got really the light. It's got the light hidden up underneath, so it lights the front face. It's kind of a pretty pump lit up. And this is my Flying A pump, Flying A Super Extra.
Now this is rare.
This is a porcelain pump. This is not painted. This is a porcelain finish, and it's in mint condition. It's very seldom you find one of these that's not chipped or cracked.
So this is original mint condition?
That's original mint condition. It's been waxed with car wax.
Well, you're lucky to have that piece, I'll tell you.
That is a very nice piece. And this is my Dino Sinclair pump, Dino gasoline. That's just another Tokine pump done in a different color. Actually, these two pumps are pretty close to the same, but as you can see, you get a lot of different changes over the years in the same style pump. They make them different.
Usually it's the same company that makes them for all the gas.
Yeah, Tokine, Wayne, Martin & Schwartz, there was probably a dozen different pump companies that made most of the pumps. This era here, this is when the early 70s, when the gasoline went from 50 cents a gallon to $1.50 a gallon. They had to make the pumps so that they would record twice what you were getting for gasoline. A lot of people didn't believe the pumps and drove off owing people money.
You know what I like? You can see the difference between the eras of the gas pumps.
Right.
Now going into the 70s, look at the style.
Right.
You got that small bottom with a big top.
They went away with the porcelains and the bright colors and went more to a stainless steel, mundane type pump. This is what they call a T-type pump. It's got the T-top on it, it's wider at the top.
It's great. Now look at this oval. You got an oval.
These were made for Texaco. This is a Texaco pump made specifically for Texaco.
Another one that's great for a garage where you don't have a lot of room and you want to bring some stuff in. This is a great pump.
This actually looks like an old refrigerator.
It does. It looks like a 1940s refrigerator. Right. Okay, Johnson Gasoline. Where's Johnson Gasoline?
Johnson Gasoline is exactly like the Gilmore gasoline we saw earlier. It's from the West Coast. It's very sought after today, but this is just a pump done in Johnson colors with a reproduction Johnson sign on it. Johnson and Gilmore is very, very hard stuff to come by.
And Phillips, is that an original Phillips?
Yes, that is. This is what they call a high volume pump. They use them at municipal garages and airports. It's got the bigger hose on it so you can pump more gas quicker and it records more gallons.
Another great size for a small garage.
Right, yeah. This is the first pump I ever got. This is my original first one, and as they say, from there it's all history. But this was right down the road here on a guy's lawn, and I asked him if he wanted to get rid of it. He said, sure, take it. I restored it. The rest is history.
A lot more Cruisin' New England when we come back.
Waiting on back orders again? Your neighbor isn't. He ordered from NPD. National Parts Depot continues to be the nation's leading source for quality restoration parts and supplies for Ford Truck, Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle, and Firebird. With 4 strategically located superstores, you'll find everything you need shipped to your door within 1 to 3 business days. For your free catalog, visit NPD online or call toll-free. Don't let back orders stall your project. NPD takes the frustration out of restoration.
Cash for Gold, the place to sell your unwanted gold and diamonds. Where you sell your jewelry is as important as where you buy it. We at Cash for Gold are diamond and gold specialists. We will buy all size diamonds, gold chains, rings, bracelets, silver coins, and even broken jewelry. Often we pay 2 to 3 times higher than pawn shop prices. We also pay up to 90% of the daily price of both diamonds and gold. We are the original, authentic, family-run Cash for Gold and have been for more than 28 years. Visit us at 527 South Broadway, Route 28 in Salem, New Hampshire.
Building Maintenance Services. We've been servicing the Northeast since 1990. We service and repair revolving doors, automatic and handicap doors. We can help you design an attractive, efficient entrance you can be proud of. Protect your investment and secure your property with yearly maintenance contracts and 24-hour service. Whether in office, medical, or commercial high-rise, we'll get the job done right for you. Building Maintenance Services.
Would you like information about Cruisin New England Productions? Cruisin New England magazine has been the premier auto and events magazine for nearly 20 years. Cruisin New England Car Show series includes the Elite Dream Machines Rock and Roll Weekend at Mohegan Sun Casino, the Super Wheel Showdown on City Hall Plaza, Boston, and the Spooktacular Cruisin' Classic. Or for personal appearances by Paul Manette or advertising on our television show, contact us at cruisenewengland@aol.com.
Who could ever forget my visit with Don Garlitz in Ocala, Florida? Did you ever wonder why they call him Big Daddy? Well, you're going to find out.
The nickname Big Daddy. How did that happen?
That was an accident. That was Indianapolis, 1962. NHRA was all gasoline at the time. So in 1962, Chrysler had just come out with this new Max Wedge engine that they had in the Superstock cars. And I was working for Chrysler, and they wanted me to build a gas dragster with one of these Wedge engines and go to Indianapolis and compete. And I got there, I had my two little toddlers with me, they were little girls, and everybody else there was just kids. And I wasn't running too well, and they were making fun of me. They said, "Oh, Daddy Garlitz, he's got his kids here. He don't know how to do it anymore. He's gotten too old to race." So first thing you know, the announcer says, "Here comes Daddy Garlitz to make another run. We'll see what he does." And I set the world record, 180.36, took the record away from Tommy Ivo. I was now the gas champion. And the announcer says, "Well," and he's going to build it up. He says, "Well, we're going to have to call him Big Daddy from now on. Look what he's just turned." And everybody says, "What did he turn?" You know, and they, 180.36, ladies and gentlemen, a new world record for Big Daddy.
And it just stuck for the rest of your life.
Don's Classic Car Museum features the car that was driven by the Fonz in the TV series Happy Days.
So I always wanted a chop-top Merc with the top down like this. I like these cars. They have a nice look about them. But I wasn't going to leave the old Oldsmobile and the automatic transmission. I had to put a Hemi in it naturally. And I had to get rid of those obnoxious green flames. And I put the panels, it's got the Buick side trim on it, so I two-toned it and put this candy apple on it. And it's a lovely car.
Don, what's it feel like to go 300 miles an hour?
It's breathtaking, literally.
Which brings us back to one of Don's most recent additions, his Dodge Challenger Drag Pack Mopar, which was driven at the U.S. Nationals in 2009.
I feel racy. That's what I feel. I want to go. Well, I started with stalkers. I guess I'm going to end with them.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Won my first trophy with a stalker.
How did it feel to get back in a stock car after all those years?
I loved it.
I don't think there's anything left for you to do. You've done it all. You are the true king of drag racing.
Well, there's a few things I got left. I got a few old cars to restore yet.
This episode was a lot of fun. We saw some of my very special segments throughout the years with Cruisin New England, but I'll tell you what, this is my favorite part of it all. I have with me here today my mother who got me collecting. These are the actual trains that my mother bought for me when I was 4 years old, and I've talked about it many times on the show. It doesn't get any better than this. I'm Paul Manette. Until next time, I'll be Cruisin New England.